It's March 8th, 2025. I went down to Carrollton today. Went to Virginia's restaurant. As I'm sitting at a booth, some idiots from the case come in. I've seen them before. Go in and sit down the other side of the restaurant staring at me. I can hear them talk. I'm watching them. I heard there's some lady with a fake cord order to get her money. I already made sure she didn't get any. That family, I heard what she said about them. That, which nobody would believe that it offended them, where I said in the last video, they're bullshitting everybody. Yeah. He said their father simply ran a stop sign and they weren't allowed to say a word to her until Dave didn't want her anymore and wanted a divorce in time. He got around to saying it all those years later. They were ready to kill. I told him I made sure she got nothing out of this. Ooh. So you're the drug dealers from the case. I've seen you before. Trying not to call you a filthy word. Under the law, Phil ran that stop sign. What is the law look at it as? Vehicular homicide. With Tyler dying, it's a vehicular homicide. He committed murder. His negligence caused the life of another person. And I did some Googling. For you to get your arm ripped off, you have to be doing 69 miles an hour. And he was dismembered. He wasn't even showable. They had to put him in a body bag. So he's doing at least 70 to 100 miles an hour. Runs a stop sign, didn't try to stop. Tyler got ejected and he got ripped apart. That's murder. Her father, under the eyes of the law, committed murder that day. If he was alive, he'd still be in jail. There was a girl up in Cleveland who was doing 100 miles an hour, wrecked. The other kids in the car died. 15 to life. Murder. So her father murders her kid. And it's flat out murder. His negligence of speeding, running a stop sign, caused her son's death. Like they said back in 2003, they have to learn to live with the shame of her father killing their kid. Not taking it out on others that have nothing to do with it. But those guys were even going on down there. I even got it set up with the doctors because they don't know what's going on. That they'll change it from a medication error. No one will believe her. Too late. Bitch. You stinking little bitch. I'm trying to not say worse words. They documented it in 2002 as fraud and medication errors and medical malpractice. And Officer Mark and the police documented it too. You're about, let's see, 7 years too late. 6.5 years too late. Huh? You're a fucking drug dealer. You have no authority. You're nothing but a fucking drug dealer. September 18th, 24. Akron, next to my clients, is an investigator. That agent needs to get his facts straight before he puts his name on it. It's a medication error made her sick before. Why'd they wait 15 years? Oh, I went over and talked to him. They told me. Strange ordered it in 2003 when he thought she was following Tim and Katie, that they were trying to have her killed. They were to have her murdered. And they were to try to have her killed. And if it didn't work, they were to have her destroyed. And they were to make sure she got nothing. Nobody was to say or do a thing till Dave said he wanted a divorce. What did those men say? Huh? They had to wait for Dave to say he wanted a divorce. They weren't allowed to say a word to me. Huh? And he was even saying, I'm to make sure she gets nothing. He works for the call. You want some bitches from the case? Huh? You want some fucking drug dealers, some extortionists? Follow me around. The drug cartel's still there. Another kid went missing from Massillon today, a 17-year-old girl. Everybody needs to start keeping up the buddy system. It used to be safe to go for a walk. It's not. Florida and Texas plates are everywhere. Scouring. What are they driving around for? Waiting to find somebody alone. Pull up and grab you. We used to have a safe, semi-safe neighborhood. 10 years ago, you never heard of this. Ever heard of this? You could go walking at dark and nothing would happen to you. 10 years ago, none of this was happening here. It's not safe to even go out in daylight. Texas is still here, and a lot of them are up in Fairlawn, along with the Florida group, where they were all down here in North Canton Camp. Now they come down and scour. Do you understand? I was left in the middle of the cartels. Now that guy works for the call. Now you tell me, her father, the whole thing of the precious Vegas, how it made us feel. 6 months later, he called her a faker. But Lisa's dad ran a stop sign, killed her kid. Had nothing to do with it. He was dead on impact. It's not like he even had a chance. He was murdered by her father. He was murdered by her father. Get a grip on things. He was murdered by Phil. I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't even there. Brian had to come tell us. He was murdered by her father. Get a hold of it. That's how the law looks at it. It's vehicular homicide. His negligence of speeding and not stopping caused a murder. Caused their son's death. 6 months later, Strange makes up a shitty lie on me. Oh, you were a faker through the last 4 or 5 years. Bullshit. Almost died. Took me 9 months to get well. In the middle of me getting well, her father, out of gross negligence, is out speeding with her kid in the car, runs a stop sign in sunlight, and kills them both. Gross negligence at the very most, and it's flat out murder. You cause somebody else's death, and you're speeding. That's vehicular homicide. He'd still be in jail. If he would have lived, he would still be in jail for murder. Get a rationality out of this. So 6 months later, oh, she was faking through that. Do you know how that made us feel? Oh my God. Did that have anything to do with the murder of their son by her father? No. Start realizing they think you're stupid and you worship them. Like that I called. Oh, it offended you. We'll kill her. Oh my God. Think about that. Somebody made up a mean lie on me, had nothing to do with them, but it offended us. It didn't do anything to them. They lied to kill. And they think you're all stupid. Like my neighbor Becky, it's insanity. You had nothing to do with that death. And somebody making up a mean lie on you had nothing to do with them. They just lied because you're ignorant people. Now, you want some of the idiots from the case? I've seen those guys before. I don't know who they are. But saying, oh, we're going to make sure she gets no money. You can't stop my money from coming in. Nothing but a fucking drug dealer. Paid off from the call. You don't got no authority. You ain't nobody. Got a problem with a bitch. Come say it to my face when I'm not with my boyfriend. I'll call a nice Stark County sheriff. I'll call a nice, and hopefully they go down and get your picture, and I hope you used a credit card. Huh? I hope you used a credit card. Because, like the sheriffs in that area, see me? And that Karen's will. We're all supposed to keep an eye on when she's out. There's a court order from a judge. Heard there's a group of Freemasons caught with the human traffickers under police surveillance with a court order. Oh boy, I can't wait to look her up. Well, some of the human traffickers were in Carrollton. Pulling their scam. So, Stark County Sheriffs, you might want to get a hold of them and go find out who those two guys are. You guys show up, I'll make sure I make it public. You hear me? You ain't gonna stop no money from coming in. Agent John needs to pay me. These people can't touch me. They can't touch me. They can't touch my money. They ain't nothing but a bunch of drug dealers. A bunch of crackheads running around lying to people. Yeah, they have no authority. None. They're bullshitting people. Officer John, Officer Mark. There is supposed to be some lady running around with a fake court order saying she gets my money. Up in Portage County, they sent out fake court orders saying they listed people, child molesters, demanding $80,000 fine signed by Judge Paul and Officer Thomas. There's no Judge Paul. There's no Officer Thomas. And you don't get arrest warrants mailed to you, you dumbasses. They come with a squad car. And cuffs. The drug cartel in Portage County runs scams all the time. Fake court orders, fake arrest warrants. Call up to the Portage County courthouse. There's nothing. If I would go up there and ask him about anything, to give out some kind of fake court order, give out my money, miss all. Why would we do that? That's illegal. You've never been prosecuted for anything. Someone's scamming you. Exactly. There's no charges against you. Someone's scamming you. We never prosecuted you for nothing. We heard about some drug dealers running a scam on you. See, I have no charges. They have no court order. It's a fraud scheme. All fraud. Get it? But you want a couple of the drug dealers for the call? They were in Virginia's restaurant in Carrollton, staring at me, saying a bunch of crap. You want him, Officer Mark John? You want him? You want more of that is from the case? Get him. And you do need to go to Agent John. his little scam, I act like he's going along with this. Needs to be over. I need my money. We all know he told on me. And we all know he don't have the authority. And then once he's already told, that just makes it stupid. Right down stupid. He's already told everyone the FBI was involved. It's supposed to just be acting that way to get the drug dealers. That or you need to arrest him for obstruction, justice, tampering with evidence, tampering with a witness. Aiding and abetting crimes, then embezzlement. It's one or the other. I have nothing against me. September, I take this back. What was it? December 18th, 24? Two guys walk in. Walmart 62. Heard she has charges. Somebody said it was a drug cartel. So we called up the Ravenna courthouse. They said there's nothing against her. It's just the drug cartel running a scam. It's just the drug cartel. It is. They're just lying to everyone. There's no such thing of getting a corner to take everybody's money. Especially when the person's never been prosecuted. And where those idiot women yesterday were outside David's bridal yelling that, oh, the police and FBI left because she's weird with herself. The shower's in the other room. They turn it over to an attorney to run it. No, they didn't. That's another scam. They never left, honey. And attorneys aren't law enforcement, and law enforcement isn't turning over anything to anybody who's not law enforcement. There was no attorney. It was a drug cartel. I'd own them. Out drug beating, raping me. I'd own them. Give me a name. That's my latest thing, is just give me a name. Now I'm going to vote this. But Officer Mark and John, here's 2 more idiots from the case down there. Then reconfirming what that investigator said, that they had told him that they had to wait for Dave to say he wanted a divorce. Nobody was allowed to say a word. It was because Strange thought I was following Tim Katie made this shit up. September 18th, 24, 8:30 in the morning, cars parked. And those guys, yeah, it didn't affect the Vegas either way. Her father murdered her son. It's vehicular homicide. Murder. He ran a stop sign, causing their son's death when he hit that semi. He was speeding so fast that kid got ejected, was dead when it hit the pavement. And Phil got ripped into pieces, and even according to Google, you're going over 69 miles an hour to 100 for dismemberment. He'd still be in jail if he was alive. Just like the girl in Cleveland. He committed murder. So Strange making up a lie on me had nothing to do with him. I didn't feel either way. They've been manipulating people for their cult to get away with murder. You can't feel sorry for people hurting people that had nothing to do with anything. And somebody just making up a baby lie on them and trying to manipulate that into killing people. It's stupid. It's ignorance on ungodly levels. They want you, he's like the cult leader, and they all worship him like he's a god. You want us to kill for you? Okay. You want us to help hire killers? Okay. Oh, you got offended? Okay, we'll kill her. We'll have her drug beat and raped. We'll make sure she gets nothing because you ordered it. My God, you were offended. Mindless drones killing machines. Start thinking of what they are.